you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity.
What's good, my babies? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't, you already know. So today's video, I wanted to do something a little quick because I low-key don't want to record. I said I low-key don't want to record. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I low-key don't feel like recording today, so I'm just gonna do a little story time. And all the names that I'm going to put in this story, they are going to be fake names. I'm never gonna give the real names of who the actual people are. So guys, for one, I am trying to drink more water because I'm realizing my face is breaking out, and this whole time I'm like, why is my face breaking out? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? And I'm cleaning it every day. Then I was like, oh, dummy. I'm not drinking enough water, and also because of the mask. Like, my face breaks out so bad because of the mask. That's why this is here. So today's story time is going to be the time I had a rude, very rude, so disrespectful boss. Like, let me tell you guys now, this is honestly the first time I'm going to be talking about this story because I never really, in the past, I couldn't talk about this story without crying. And so hopefully I don't cry, because every time I talk about this story, like, I get so emotional, like as if I'm back in the situation. It's almost like I'm reliving it again. It's better because y'all wasn't able to like see my whole head and stuff. So I would say this was about this was maybe like 2 to 3 years ago. I kind of want to say it was 2 years ago. But I was working at a fast food restaurant called Dunkin' Donuts, and you know, it was kind of my first job. Like, I had a lot of summer jobs because I was in like this summer program where like every summer I'll have a job and I'll get money like that. I also had babysitting jobs, like worked for Care for Kids, stuff like that. So like I had jobs, but this was like my actual first job. You know, at first it was all cool. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm learning things. Like, I'm learning how, like, when I first got there, like, I think for the first week I had to like sit in my boss's office and I had to like watch videos on how to make coffee, how to like clean things. Please note, I am a hands-on learner, so for me to have to sit and watch, you know, a video, it doesn't really click in my head versus like me being hands-on, like doing things. It's kind of better for me. You know, the first week went by, and then the second week went by, and my boss, we're gonna name her Kendra. So Kendra had me like cleaning. She had me cleaning the men and women's bathroom. Like, and you know, I'm cleaning the bathroom, I'm cleaning the women's bathroom, the men's and women's bathroom. Then she had me clean all the tables and then sweep. So that was like easy also. And then she was kind of getting annoyed with me. Granted, y'all, this was my second week being there. She was getting annoyed, like, you in the way, like, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? And I was just, you know, I brushed it off like, okay, well, I'm new and I do need to hurry up, so let me try to do the best I can. To speed it up a little bit more, I would say when she had me, like, I was doing portions. Anybody that works at Dunkin' Donuts, y'all know what portions is. So I was doing like the portions where like you prep the food the day before or like a few hours later. Anyways, you prep the food. So really, honestly, I can't say I really got shown how to do it. I got shown how to do it one time and it was so quick. But I was doing them, and then she asked this other girl, we're gonna call her Nadine. She asked Nadine like, oh, how's she doing? And Nadine was like, she's doing fine, she's getting it done. She just kept like, you need to hurry up, you need to hurry up, you need to hurry up, you need to hurry up. And honestly, in my head, I'm like, I'm getting so beyond stressed out. Like, oh my gosh, she's on me. This is only my second week. Like, I'm trying, well, not my second week, but I'm still fairly new. I'm trying my hardest to like do what I can to make this lady like accept me. I was in charge of the trucks. I know I'm kind of going everywhere with this story, but I was in charge of like when the truck came, I had to put everything away. So things that she had me do, it kind of took a little longer for me to do because I was the shortest one at my job, for one. And I was, you know, there were some big girls there, but I was just a little heavier. At this point, she just rushing me like, it shouldn't have to take you this long to do this and that. And I'm just like, you want me to put all the frozen stuff away, but you want me to put it in order, like from the date. It's cold in there, it's freezing in there. Then you want me to move the milk cartons so the new ones could come in, but make room for the ones that have already been there so they can go out first. Then you wanted me to go to one stock room to put all the cups and everything away. Then you want me to go to the other stock room to put like the syrups and the sugars and the jelly and all of that away. So I had to like move around quick. And you know, no pain, no gain. I'm not really complaining about it or whatever. She wanted me to be done at a certain time, but because I'm still fairly new, I can't be done like how the other girls were done at a certain time. Not everybody is the same. That's what I was so aggravated with, because it's like she wants me to be like the other girls, but I'm not like the other girls. I'm like me. I ended up telling her that I do have severe depression and anxiety, and I do have a slight learning disability. She was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now, it makes sense. There was one day where she told me to put, what was it? Some coffee stuff out like on display, but she never told me how to do it. So I went to one of the other girls and I was asking her like, okay, well, how do I do it? And she shouts my name to the whole other, from across the whole other room. And I jumped because I'm like, I'm on edge at this point. And then I come to her and I'm like, yeah. And she was like, what are you doing? Why are you over there? Why are you talking to her? And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out like where to put this stuff at because I don't understand what you're saying. And she was like, don't go to her. You come to me. Like, I'm the boss. She's the coworker. At that point, I'm about to cry already. But at that point, I was in tears and I was just trying to suck it up, like, to get through the day. And I was just like, okay. Like, that's all I would say to this lady would be like, okay. Or I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like, I used to say I'm sorry and okay all the time to this lady. So that was one time where I, like, really started crying. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. When I got done with my shift, I had called my mom and I just started boo-hoo crying to her. And my mom was like, what's going on? Why are you crying? I was like, Mommy, I can't do this. Like, she's so hard on me. Like, she yells at me all the time. I can't get the stuff right like she wants me to. And yeah. And my mom just gave me encouraging words. She was like, you know, at my job, they do the same thing to me, but I have to let them know, like, you gotta give me a second. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll try that. So my boss at the time, she had this thing where she would be sweet to me one day and then she would be like so mean to me another day. So eventually I just started like trying to be quiet and then trying to stay out of her way, because I was at the point where I was so I was so nervous, like, to be around her. Like, I would tense up. And some of my coworkers, they knew it because they was like, you all right? Like, you okay? Like, why are you so tense? And I'm just like, I got different problems. Like, I would just, like, think of anything. Like, I got different problems. She had me do the coffees. She had me partner up with this girl so she could help me do the coffees. But it was only for 3 days. I'm still new. I'm finally coming like to where the rest of the girls are instead of cleaning and doing portions and stuff like that. And you only assign this girl to be with me for 3 days. I cannot make different kind of coffees, learn different kind of coffees in 3 days. So it got to me like having to do the coffees by myself, and I was taking forever, and she was getting upset because like the orders were going on red. So if an order goes on red, that means like you're taking too long, and like we're losing money. She yells at me again, and this time it's in front of my coworkers, and she's like, just go clean the bathrooms, go clean the bathrooms. And again, I'm in tears, like, okay. I don't want to say I was in tears because she was like hard on me, but I felt like she was kind of singling me out in front of all the other girls, and it was embarrassing. She ended up finally moving me from doing coffees to doing like making food for people. And at this time, it was me and Nadine, and we were doing the food. So it was going really good. Like Nadine was, oh my god, like me and her was on it together. And at that time my boss was like, oh, you're doing really good, like you're learning, like this is good. So she had me, I was doing portions again, like prepping the food or whatever, and she was like, you need to take your time, you just sitting out here playing. And I really wasn't. Like, I never had my phone on me like the other girls did. I never had my phone on me. I never I never really joked and played with the girls because I was about my money. Like, I just wanted to work. When I went back to like helping Nadine, I was kind of like in tears. Like, I'm a real emotional person. So Nadine was like, you okay? And I just lied. I would lie all the time, like, yeah, like I just got family issues, but we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Nadine, how I ended up being like the only cook at Dunkin' Donuts. First of all, if you guys know, Dunkin' Donuts is always have 2 cooks because it gets hectic. You're never supposed to have 1 cook. But I ended up being the 1 cook because Nadine, she had to quit the job because she didn't have a babysitter for her child at the time. I wasn't there long when I had to be the only cook. So my boss Kendra would be like, why are you going so slow? Nadine used to be here by herself and she used to get all the lines done. But let me explain something to you guys. Nadine worked there for about 6 years. Like, but it wasn't just that Dunkin' Donuts. Like, she would go to this Dunkin' Donuts and that Dunkin' Donuts. So she was there for like 6 years. I was 4 months in. So she would try to compare me to Nadine, who has like years of experience being a cook at Dunkin' Donuts, versus me 4 months in learning how to cook. I still didn't really know like what I was doing, and I was trying my best. When she would go back to her office, like, I would break down and cry. I would never try to cry in front of her, but I would break down and cry. And the girls would be like, just do the best you can. If you need help, we'll come help you. It was one time where one girl was like, she told another girl, she was like, go help her because there's no way she could learn this by herself. So she had another girl help me, and it went smoothly. I can honestly say, when I was not around my boss, my anxiety was so calm. It was so mellow, like it was chill, everything. Eventually, it started being where my boss would talk about me in front of my face to my coworkers. Like, she had told a coworker of mine to do something, and the coworker said that I was doing it. She was like, well, she was like, okay, but she's doing it. She's getting ready to do it right now, because I was. whatever it was I was getting ready to do it right now. And my boss was like, no, she not gonna do it. She don't know what she doing. And then it was like the girl started laughing, and it was like, that was so embarrassing because like now you're talking about me wholeheartedly in front of my face, like I can hear you. You're standing beside me helping me cook. Where's the professionalism? Like, that's so unprofessional. It was like almost every little thing that I did got on her nerves. Like, she started it started getting really bad to the point she started cussing at me, like, calm the F down, like yelling at me. But she told me to speed up. So it was like, you want me to speed up or you want me to go slow? Like, because I would try to do the sandwich just like this, and she's like, calm the F down, like you're doing too much. So when I calmed down, she's like, why are you going so slow? So it's like, which one do you want? Like, at this point, I'm confused. I'm so stressed out. I can't quit because I need the money. Like, what do you want from me? And before I tell you guys this, like, serious story, I will say, like, at one point, everyone who didn't even work at the job noticed my mood going down. Like, I really started shutting down because at that point I felt like everything was coming at me at once. So this all led up to me, like, I had a thought in mind of committing suicide. I felt so depressed. So I thought, okay, I'm really gonna do this time. I had thoughts of going on top of a bridge, and I still know the exact bridge that I was gonna go on. And I had thoughts of going on that bridge and jumping off. I had thoughts, well, I attempt to try to suffocate myself. It didn't work. Then I would go to my other friend's house, like, to hang out with her, and then I had visions of jumping off her balcony. So at that particular time, I knew I was gonna do it. I just didn't know when I was gonna do it. Because I knew I was gonna do it, I started writing a goodbye letter. I was writing to my aunt and my uncle and my cousins, explaining that I'm sorry for, like, ending my life the way I did. I'm sorry that this has to be on you. I remember just saying I love you to, like, my siblings, my mom, my dad, and, like, my whole family itself. And then my best friend, of course. Like, I had text her and I was like, I have an important mission for you. She's like, okay, well, what is it, like? And I was like, I can't tell you, I just have to give you this letter. And then I was like, I think I told her, like, you can't tell no one about this. So she kind of knew, like, something was going on. And I remember her crying on the phone, like, oh my God, like, you're making me cry, like, please don't do this. Like, if I could do anything, I will. Like, she was really trying to talk me out of it. But in that state of mind that I was in, I was like, no, there's nothing you can say. I just need you to take this letter, and when it happens, give it to my family and just make sure that I love them. So I went to work, and I was doing portions, and I was literally looking like this. I was like, of course, going fast, like, and then, like, my boss had walked by, like, she was trying to walk behind me, and I had a tear that came down. So she stopped me. She, like, moved the bucket from me. She was like, what's going on? Talk to me. And I told her, I was like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I am feeling really suicidal. And she, like, her face, like, went to shock. She was like, why? Like, what's going on? I was like, so then I told her, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I already wrote a goodbye letter. So, like, this is my last day being here. Like, she literally stopped me from doing everything I was doing. And she had called this older coworker of mine who was like, she was like the mom of Dunkin' Donuts. We sat down at a table, and she was like, tell her everything you told me. And I said, I'm feeling really suicidal. and I have a goodbye letter, and you guys are not gonna see me after today. Like, she started grabbing my hand, like holding me tight, like, no, you can't do that, you can't do that, like, what's going on? I didn't tell them like the truth of what was going on. I just told them like something that happened to me in the past where I was like sexually touched, and I told them that's what like caused me to be like that. But that me being sexually touched was true, but that was not the reason why I wanted to end my life. I wanted to end my life because I couldn't do nothing right in my boss's eyes, and I needed the money. It was like I was abusing myself by standing there so long, taking that verbal abuse, emotional abuse. When I told my boss about that whole thing about suicide and stuff, that was a Saturday, I believe, or Friday, and I didn't work Saturday, I don't think. So I came back, I want to say Monday morning. I said hey to my boss. She said hey, and I'm like, okay, like things are really gonna start changing. Like, we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It took about a week for things to go right back to the way it was. Like, at first she was like really sweet to me, and she was helping me with what I needed help with. Then like the week after, she started being like really mean to me, and I feel like the reason why I'm so upset is because at this point, you know, I have severe depression and anxiety. You know, I have a slight learning disability. You know, I have suicide thoughts. You know, I try to commit suicide. You know, I still have this letter. And you're still like really on me. Like, you're still verbally abusing me and emotionally abusing me. My driver told me, if you're going through this much at your job, you need to go ahead and quit. This is not good for your health. This is not good for your sanity. You have depression and anxiety. This is making you sick. You're gonna end up in a mental hospital again. And then it was the day, I think it was that Saturday where like all the employees had to be there. And if you don't, like, you're gonna be fired. So you know what? I didn't go. I didn't go because I was like, I've stuck it out this long. At the time I'm 5 months in now. I stuck it this long. I try to give it my all. I try to explain to this lady that, you know, I have situations going on. Like, I can't help that I have these issues. I can't. Even like on my applications, I said I couldn't work on Sundays because I'm very religious and I go to church Sundays. Eventually, she stopped caring about that. She started making me work Sundays, and she said if I didn't come in, I'm fired, just flat out like that. At this point, it's either you stay in this job and kill yourself, or you leave this job and be great. I remember speaking to my dad on the phone. I was like, I had to quit. I was crying to him too. Like, I had to quit because it was like, I'd rather have my sanity than be in a job and I feel like I'm in a dark place where I don't want to live. I still had a check, so I ended up going to get a check. So I walked in there, I saw my old boss, and she was like, hey, you come to get your check? I said, yeah. And then she asked me how was I doing, and I said, I'm fine. I feel relief. I will never, ever allow any boss to treat me like that. Anyone that's kind of in a situation that I was in, don't be in it as long as I was and feel like ending your life. If you see any signs with your boss that you feel like they're not treating you right, first, of course, go to them like, hey, I need to talk to you. And then you be like, I don't feel like you're doing X, Y, Z. Like, I feel like you're doing this, that, and the third to me, and I don't appreciate it. And I don't want to quit, but I don't want to take the abuse that I'm taking from you and stuff like that. And if that doesn't work, the first sign that you see that they're not gonna change, quit. Never allow yourself to be so low because someone treats you like that. Never allow that. That's not good for you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your sanity. It's not good for the loved ones around you. Anyways, that is it for this video. So as always, thank you for your love, your support, your likes, and your comments. See you soon, babies. Bye.